Hello, ladies and gentlemen, the Grand Spartan back again. Gonna continue on today. Still have not made my mind up about 16.2. I know some of you even thought that it was a good idea that I restart. I am reading that it may be possible to continue on with what I'm doing here and not wipe the map. Now, some of you may be in the same boat. If you're on single player, it's not necessarily, you're not necessarily going to have to start over from scratch like we talked about yesterday. It is possible to continue on and play through. Sometimes, though, you take a chance. And like on our multiplayer, we have had so many issues with error messages and problems that, I think it's just best that we do start over. But it's not necessarily for everyone. I don't think that it's going to be a requirement. They always recommend it, though, with patches like these. So just throw that out there. So I'm going to continue on, and who knows? I mean, maybe we'll just keep playing on as we are here now. And if things go awry, maybe down the road or something, then I can restart then. But I think for a while now, I'm going to continue on. And what I have going on now, let's stop the output of this and let's get the output of that going on. I'm going to make a little bit more cement here in the mixer. Concrete mix like so. And I think because we kind of goofed off a bit yesterday, I don't want to say we wasted the day, but we sort of did. I'm going to try to build during the nighttime. Hopefully we don't get overrun by wolves or anything like that. Another thing I need to look into is I need to look into upgrading this base just a bit for the next horde. If you remember, I got that auger and I went a little bit silly with the gaining levels with the auger. And I don't know what's going to happen on day 14 horde. But I know my game stages are probably through the roof right now, and it's going to negatively affect me there. So I need to get this thing at least operational just in case we were to get a cop. I don't think that a cop is going to come along, but I want to certainly be prepared just in case we do have one. And I know this probably isn't the wisest thing what I'm doing here, but I want to give myself a way around the outside here. Or when we take on that horde, just in case I need it. We should have enough wood that we can make some spikes and all of that. Let's see if I can get on this lip over here in case we need to go to this side. Could be very possible that we need to get to this side. But I think I'm going to go over tonight, work throughout the night, make myself a place to take on the horde here, and then go over and start preparing a base. Like a legitimate base moving forward. And we may find that we don't need to, start back over again. At least I think I'm going to give it a shot. Make myself a new entrance here. Look at that, mining tool's going up again. Oh no. Game stage is going to get crazy. I have no gas. I was looking at that too. I was thinking, boy, we have all that oil shale, but we need a chem lab. To get a chem lab, I have to have 7 science. It's not going to be easy to get up to that level. So it's going to be a while before we get that. So I'm going to have to, take some of these gas barrels. I know I have plenty of gas in the mini bike as well. Kind of like keeping that in the mini bike just in case, we need it for driving around. I probably won't do a whole lot of driving around. Might actually take my chances as well by going into the Cracker Book. And I'll tell you what, before it is actually nighttime, 2200, let's go over this place with the working stiff crates. Let's take a look at that. Let's see, I'll drop these off. For right now, we'll worry about the spikes. Yeah, we still have a couple days in game to worry about, getting our stuff together for the horde. I do expect this horde to be challenging considering where we're at. It's not going to be a walk in the park because my game stages have reached such a high level in the time that I've been mining and all of that since the last horde. So we may face some difficult things coming up. I also did figure something out. This is very important. So the hordes on Alpha 16 have been pretty laggy on the server. You know, we've encountered just crazy hordes, and you have all of the spinning traps, all of that stuff, the blade traps. Well, I did some research last night, and like I told you all, I'm still trying to dial things into this new PC, and I found something out. Well, I downloaded a program that was like 864 or something, and that's not important. Well, you can't shoot those guys through the bars. That's weird. But this program told me that Windows Defender was soaking up a ton of my CPU. So I was able to disable some of those things, and it freed it up. Well, I'm going to be posting a video. I don't know if I'm going to get it up tonight. I've already done the video editing, added the music and all of that. But in this video, you're going to see me take on the 280-day horde lag-free. No frame skipping. I just ran right by that guy. Did you see that? I can't even hit him. Oh, there are two guys now. So excited to preview that after having lag issues. You know, with this new PC, I shouldn't be seeing a lot of that, but the game is very taxing. It's unoptimized and all of that. So I thought, well, I just accepted it. But after I started digging around and freeing up my CPU, it was being absorbed by this particular program. And it turns out that program is linked to Windows Defender. And once I disabled some of that, and it's not even fully disabled yet, but once I disabled a couple branches of it, it really did free up enough CPU to make that horde lag-free. May have been the first lag-free horde I've seen, the later game lag-free. Some of the earlier hordes are, you know, there are no lag because there just aren't a lot of zombies. But this one had tons of feral irradiated zombies and cops and all of that stuff. So excited to get that up. Have that up at some point, like I said, this evening or tomorrow. And it's kind of a rehash on the old community base. Difference is now we've added, like I said, we've added 72 blade traps, and that was not a thing before. Probably take that over to the vendor and sell it. I think we're good on money, though. I don't. How much will I get for that from the vendor? 127 coins. That's not worth my inventory space right now. We'll take the nails for some storage boxes or whatever. Ah, I have some weird thing going on here. Can you see that? What is that? Like, oh, it may be the sun going down. Maybe what that is. Everything turned pink on me. You see that? What is that? Is it just a sky? What is that? Oh, some handlebars. Nice. Some wood frames. We'll take those as well. Oh, yeah. Okay, so the sun's going down. The sky is kind of pink. Someone was telling me I'm missing some crates. Where am I missing those crates? Let's go up top here. I think there might be one up here that I'm missing every time I come over to this place. A little fire axe. I don't see any more up here. But if we need these electronic components, we know where to come now with our wrench. We can get all of that stuff from right there. But I did see, too, on the new patch that you'll be able to make oil and paper. We were talking about that last night, I guess. Some of the members of the server have started their own single-player game, being that we're not really playing on the server now until we wipe it and start over when the stable comes out. And they were saying, yeah, you know, we're going to be able to make paper and make oil. The oil is pretty funny. So you have to have a can, and I think 24 oil shale. It doesn't matter the amount of oil shale. It's a small amount considering how much you get every trip over to the desert. Matter of fact, I think without even trying, I'm sitting on a couple thousand right now on day, I think 10 is when I was getting it all. But we need to come down and fix all that up. Oh, and I need clay. I need clay. I need to look in here and see how much clay I actually have. But then the paper was a bit expensive. 10 wood, some glue, and something else. Of course, all the bones that you get, it's not really a big deal, but just to make 10 paper. So there's that. We'll keep the handlebars separate. We'll put the simple lights in there. And we'll get our stack of iron going in there as well. The tools, I just went through and scrapped a lot of these tools. Let's do a sort. Probably hold on to those. I think we can make one now. I don't know. Make a regular hammer for a workbench. We can combine these fire axes. You know, maybe that's something that I do. But this episode, like I said, I started it early, which is not normal. I try to keep on schedule. At some point moving forward, I will have to run off some time to get myself back on a regular schedule. I don't know at what point I do that, but yesterday's episode, it was, you know, we only ran about 45 minutes, and so I got out of sync. But we'll catch up on all of that. We'll get it all back in sync here eventually. Just combine these. We only really need... It's good to have a couple paint brushes in case you're doing 2 or 3 textures. You don't have to keep switching the color on your brush. So I will hold on to 2 of those. Looks like... Can we combine steel shovels even though we don't have steel yet? Yes, you can. All right. Stick that in there. Let's do another sort. I should probably start taking the axe around with me instead of using the auger, because it does take gas to use that, and that would save a little bit of gas. You know, everyone was laughing at me yesterday. Those there were some doors that I augered down that were unlocked. I wasn't. I was just running my mouth, not paying attention. But I am dangerous with a chainsaw and an auger. You give me a chainsaw and an auger, and I'm going to just go around and destroy everything. So, yeah, Grand Spartan just really wasn't paying attention. But I have fun with that old chainsaw and auger. I wonder, we do have the schematic. Let's take this apart and combine some things real fast and see if we can't make a better chainsaw. It yields more wood and whatnot. Looks like our chainsaw blades were over. Oh, those are not very good parts, are they? So there's really no point in even combining those. Well, I guess we can, but that doesn't even get it fully repaired if we do that. But I don't want to waste a repair kit on it either, because I don't know how much it would take a repair kit to... You know, 266, we won't combine those. We'll just hold on to the other. The handlebars, yeah, I can combine that. The chainsaw parts, we certainly can combine those. And the engines, does that repair it? Yeah, it repairs it almost completely. That's good. We'll go with that. Assemble, chainsaw, bloop, bloop, bloop. Little sound effect there for you. And stick that in there. Put that here. And I say we go over and start building. Start building this base. We have some wood spikes. Don't let me forget that I have those wood spikes for the horde. Make sure you comment down below, because you know, Grand Spartan, I will forget that completely. Clothes, we shouldn't need those. Health is good. We need to top these off. Don't have a lot of those. Have some treasure maps that we need to go dig up at some point as well. A lot of fertilizer. Was holding on to that, you know, when we make our new base. Well, we have a place to get electrical parts now. Electrical components, mechanical parts. Certainly have that. What does it take to make a torch? You know, I have not made a torch since playing Alpha 16. Heck, I don't even know if I made one on Alpha 15. Boy, I just kind of went into the Trader Joel voice there for a moment. Don't tell the Grand Spartan. Recipe torch. Let's make 10. Let's do it. I need something to work by over there. Whoops. I mean, heck, I have a generator. You know, I could set that up. Only problem is I don't know at this stage of the game, can I make a land claim block? I don't think I can. Don't you have to have... Oh, it's just forged iron. So I could technically. Maybe you all can tell me this, because I've not tried picking up an engine or a generator with land claim block. Let me know if you can do that. Some of you probably experimented with that. What I've been doing on the server, of course, I've only really built one base. Well, two if you consider the community base. The third base I am not finished with. Don't know if I'm going to, but I just took all the engines out of the generators since I had plenty of resources in the second base to put them in the third base. Nothing in here. We could take some concrete mix with us. And we could also... How much wood am I leaving myself with? Not a lot. Let's make a couple storage chests for the new area. And this could be a death trap where I'm going right now to take on this this project at nighttime. We'll hold on to this stuff. It looks like... How many arrows do I have? I have 0 arrows. I have no feathers on me. Wow. Did I drop my arrows off somewhere? I'll just have to make some more. Let me take some stone. And I have wood. I just need feathers now. Maybe we can gather some feathers along the way. I have to trust in the club. Trust it. Love it. Learn it. Step on your own spikes, Grand Spartan. Let me get an idea where we're going here. We are going that way. Well, you know, it kind of stinks this early in the game trying to go out. Hey, do I have a wrench in my thing? I do not. It might not be a bad idea to take that wrench. Of course, I know my bad mechanic skill's not very high right now. Let's get that topped off. I usually like carrying a wrench around in my mini bike. You know, you come across a car lot or something. Who knows? When we started on the server, like one of the first cars I wrenched, I got like a 500 something quality engine. So if we could achieve that. Also, what kind of engine? We do have a blue 406 in there. I guess we're kind of good. But let me still throw the wrench in the bike if I have one. And I think I do. I put it away. Always try to carry that around in my mini bike. You never know. You know, you run out of gas. You want to have a wrench on you. There it is right there. Okay. Food and water. I have water. I have no food. Let's just scoop up a couple cans of food. You know, we'll just take that along with us and that'll hold us over. So from now on, moving forward, when you eat a can of food, you better hold on to that can if you want to be able to make oil. I know it's a common thing that you see cans, you either don't pick them up or you scrap them instantly. Well, moving forward, you know, you're going to have to be real careful with that. You're not going to want to scrap those. Let's get a little quick waypoint going. Okay, we already have sort of a waypoint. Can't see it, though. Oh, there's a pig. Hello, Mr. Piggy. Get the light going on for you. We'll leave the light on for you. May try to ride off-road a little here. It's kind of hard at nighttime. Son of a gun, Spartan. I go from burning up to freezing. little easier to find those. We'll find some bird nest whenever we get over to the construction site. That's that place that I almost lost my mini bike before. My goodness. Gentleman on the server. Is that a dead? No, it's not a dead wolf. Or a gentleman in Discord talks to us regularly, showed me his base on console. And I heard a lot of you talking about, wow, that's a fast mini bike you got there. And I'm thinking, you know, maybe blue quality is about the speed of your console mini bike. I did not realize that it's like brown or orange quality for speed on console. I mean, right now I feel like I'm just crawling along with this 400 and something quality engine, but it's like twice as faster than the console mini bike at top speed, because he had a 600 quality engine in there, and I was unaware of that. I really did not understand how slow the console mini bike is. I think he plays on Xbox. I don't know if there's a difference between PlayStation and Xbox. I just don't know, but that was the first time I think I'd ever seen the mini bike at full speed on console, and I said, wow, that is creepy crawly slow. Just tremendously slow. So I hate that for you all. I hope they fix that. I hope that at some point you're able to render in more than the little bit of speed that they gave you on that mini bike. And also make sure go in the right direction here. That zombie didn't even come after me. You see that? Yeah. Why am I going to the trader? See, you all are falling down on your... Isn't this like the second time I've done that? I'm just running my mouth, and I'm like, ooh, look, a cart of loot. Oh, squirrel. Pig! Go the wrong way. It wouldn't be so bad if I had a 600 quality engine, but I'm sporting a 400. Boy, if I were on console, that'd be like a 10-minute ride to get back to where I was at. My goodness. Yeah, hopefully that changes for you all here sometime in the near future. I would like to believe that they're going to increase the speed of your mini bike moving forward. We're just going to do the quick one. That way I have a red flag on the map to know the direction to head in. But yeah, it was pretty comical watching, or not watching, reading the comments yesterday about the doors. Because I think I augered down, or I chainsawed down a couple doors, but then I got on those iron jail doors, the jail cell doors, and I was just augering away and running my mouth, and thing was unlocked the whole time. But hey, you know, I did get some scrap out of it, a little bit of level. You give the Grand Spartan an auger, and he will give you a pile of rubble. I think that's too much time spent on the server taking down mountains and silliness like that. What was that stopped me? A piece of wood. My goodness. I will hit every obstacle along the way. Look at that. Stone. A stone stopped me. Whoa! And I'm going to Evel Knievel. This could be dangerous. Dangerous. I almost need to, over at this new site, instead of building a base, I need to build myself a forge room. Maybe that's what we do with this rebar and the concrete first, is we go off somewhere away from where we're actually going to be building, and we make a forge room with some spikes, and we attract those screamers over there, because one thing I have noticed on Alpha 16, you're going to get a lot of screamers. You are going to get a tremendous amount of screamers coming at you, and those screamers can spawn screamers. I don't know how many of you experienced that yet. I don't know if it's intended or not, but when you have a screamer come and she spawns a screamer, which spawns another screamer, and the chain just keeps going and going. It was a little silly, honestly, at one point there a week or so ago on the server where the screamers spawning screamers, and but I did that over on my base. You know, I created that forge room off away. So the screamer walks up. They don't actually hit any blocks. They walk up to the building where your forges are in and stand on the spikes and die. So you never have to see one zombie out of that. And man, I bet you I had some walk 20, 30 blocks away from me and not see me or anything. I'd just crouch and they'd keep on walking. Go straight over to the forge room and die on the spikes. My goodness. Get on around that thing, Spartan. Well, it's maybe wrenching cars sooner than I had planned. Yeah, there's a little church right there. All right. I saw a couple bird nests together. Hard to pass that up. Arrow 71 will do it. That'll give us a little bit of ammo in case we need to backpedal, kite some zombies around. I'm going to drive, take a sip of my coffee. This is a second stage car. Hey, what? Let's, what can we put in here? Put the radiator and those in there. Stick this on my belt. You know what? I don't have room for that. That's silly for me to worry about getting a better engine. I'm spoiled. I'm really spoiled. You know, after a certain period of time, it doesn't take long. You get a purple engine, you throw it in your mini bike, you just zip, zip, zip all over the place. And this is kind of starting to wear on me a little bit. This 400 quality engine. I know some of you are cursing at me and throwing your mouse right now because you're on console and this is like light speed compared to what you're used to. But on PC, you get spoiled with those purple engines. You really do. I'd prefer a purple engine in my mini bike over my auger chainsaw any day. We will make that a reality here soon. But right now, I want to look at this area that I have mapped out for a base and go off to the side somewhere, make ourselves a forge room. I should have gone ahead and made a couple forges before I came over here, but you know, if I just drive straight there, it's not that far away. If I just drive straight back to the base, we're good. Okay, so here's the area right here. This is where we're going to build our base. Now, let me scout out a location for this forge room. Maybe like right over here. You know, that's probably far enough away. Well, I need to turn my light off so I don't kill my battery. Okay, beautiful. Let's get her going. Kind of don't like the elevation here where some of the blocks are going to raise the elevation a little bit on the terrain. It's kind of at a little bit of an angle. Let's see what we have here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And the same thing here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, let's see if we go ahead and upgrade this. How much cement is it going to take me to build this thing? And we'll get one. That'll be our center. Gonna have that there, like so. Three, okay, that's it. Yeah, I even got a little fancy with the last one, you know. I ended up making a room for the workbench, the chem lab, some storage, and then above it I had the forges. And I probably don't even need to do that this time. I guess I will. I'll make it a multi-level deal, at least 2 levels. You get so much experience from building blocks. Let's do a sort. Keep an eye on my steel there. And let's go up. I think 2 more levels I need to go up before I start building the floor. I can build a floor out of wood. You know, the floor can be wood. Nothing's going to get inside. It's not like I'm going to be camping out in here or anything like that. It's just a place for me to run over, get the forges fired up, kind of, you know, come grab some resources, throw some stuff in storage, and then take back off. As long as you don't show your face, like you don't pop out when the screamer's there, she won't spawn anything. And what I was doing if I did get spotted is I would then just run off and kite them around and fight them that way away from this until I got it completely established. I'll tell you what, let me get this nailed down as well. Right. All right, all right. Okay, and that'll give us a little way in there. Need to make a ladder. Let's make 10. Have some on hand. I heard a zombie. You know what I should have done? I can just destroy these when I make proper storage, but I had all those nails. I should have made proper storage. I have paint, I have paintbrush and all that as well. That's okay. Let me just make sure it's okay here. Let's look at the height. They're going to come up. They're actually going to be right here on this level. Yeah, that's good. That is good. Look at how fast your construction tools go up. That's like, what, 3 levels now? Just on this tiny little bit of building I've done. Maybe I hold off on that. But we're going to make ourselves a proper entrance here soon, too. And I want to auger some more resources. I mean, it might be a little too early game to be doing that, but I do want to auger some more of those boulders. I can't go wrong by stockpiling those type of resources. But at some point, and I was thinking about it, maybe even instead of cutting out, I may just have like a super long episode here soon, like an hour-and-a-half episode, so we get back on track with like the whole midnight thing, or some time that we can start and stop each day. I may just run a long episode. That way I don't have to cut anything out at all. I've only been cutting out like a couple hours of me sorting inventory around the base in the evenings, from like 1 a.m. till 4 a.m. or something. But it may work out better to not cut anything out. Just have a longer episode, hour and 15, 20, 30 minutes. All right. Get our rebar frames. Look at that, another level. I think we started out at level 15, so that's 5. Maybe we were 16. So our forges will go in here. You don't want to put any windows in this thing. You'll see as the Let's Play goes on how useful it is to have a building like this. When you're building a large structure and you know you're going to be over here a while, you need resources close by. You need a forge cooking things up. Matter of fact, what I might do here in a moment, once I get this built, up to standard, what I want it to be, I may go back over and build some more forges, craft some forges to go in here. So let's just make it 3. Let's see, where's that? It's going to be right here. You know, we don't even have to waste concrete for that. Let's just use wood for this. Yeah, I kind of like the structural integrity. How wide is this, though? It's just a 5 gap, right? 2, 4, 5. Yeah, it'll support. It'll support. It's not like we're putting a whole ton of weight in this thing or anything like that. All right, we'll go one more up. That way it gives me a little stack space for storage. I think last time I goofed up by making it only 2 high walking space. And so I had to put a good bit of storage up top. But this time around, I could absolutely store everything in one level, technically, and maybe put the workbenches up on the next level or something like that. The chem lab and the workstation. Because I plan on being here for a while. I don't know. Alpha 16 is so much different than 15 as far as the difficulty of the hordes. Maybe this is a base that we can take on little by little. You know, upgrade it little by little, take on the hordes. I don't know if it's going to work like that or not, though. I feel like you really have to have a solid base now, or it's just going to cost you so many resources to constantly repair your base. We'll just have to weigh that out as we move along. It's pretty easy on the server because we started out kind of all together, at least some of us together, and we were able to pool our resources, and so it made it a lot easier to get things up and going and get 8 shotgun turrets and all of that very early in the game. But it's going to be different for me by myself. Yeah, because I have to do all the scavenging, all the building, everything, all by myself. There's none of that, you know, bonus help here and there. So let's get the ladder in place. And let's see, I could make my entrance. Probably need to fill this in. We're not going to use this level for anything. Let me do that. I'm not going to upgrade the frames, but just so it's not a hollow spot in here, and in case I change my mind on this moving forward, I can always come back and pick up the frames. Believe it or not, these frames, even though they wouldn't technically hold much, if you know anything about structural integrity, and you know if you have a gap underneath where you're building, you can only build so high, this actually prevents that. Putting frames, rebar, whatever it is that you want to put there, it does prevent that. So I need to make an entrance, and the entrance most likely is going to be back towards the base. Before I start digging, though, let me see how far away I actually need to. Son of a gun, Spartan. So the build site is right there, so I only need to go about right there. What does that look like? About 10 blocks, 12 blocks or something like that? We'll go about 12 blocks away. I need to put a hatch up top too, so in case the screamer sees me and spawns a horde, get a spider in there. Spider can't come creeping up top. Oh, another level. At this point, I'm kind of not wanting these levels, honestly. I'm worried about those game stages creeping up on me. And they certainly are going to be. How far? Oh, wait, that's way too far, I think. Way too far. Let's scroll in and see. No, that's good. That's good, because there's the start of it right there. So that's probably perfect. Okay. Something like that. I'm expecting a wandering horde at any moment now. And I'll tell you why I always put a floor in. Now more than ever with Alpha 16, it's always been an issue, but it seems like here recently it happens all the time. You get hung up on a block like a dirt or stone, and it will eject you into the air. And so to prevent that, if you put down a man-made block, it's less likely to happen. Okay, and then we'll put in a wooden floor. Now I'm overheating, so I need to go back to the mini bike, take off the jacket, and put on the silly poncho. Which kind of doesn't make sense to me that a leather poncho cools you down. I don't understand that, but that's kind of how it is. Okay, so let's make, I need 4 more ladders. And we're going to put a roof on this thing. I want right under that. Like so. Let's go ahead and get this supported properly, too. If we're going to build it, we might as well build it right. Someplace we're going to spend a lot of time, and it's going to house a lot of our important resources. We might as well get the supports all done the way they're supposed to be. See right there how I almost got hung up? You will teleport to the surface sometimes when that happens, and that's very frustrating. Hey, another thing I noticed is you can upgrade these ladders to steel. So you can get one click up to forged, and then the next is to steel. It looks a little different. Kind of cool, I guess. What? Let's go ahead and make these. Let's do this all the way down. I know it seems kind of pointless what I'm doing. I could just get by with dirt, but like I said, I'm going to be over here for a while. I might as well make this thing right the first time around. Then I'll have to come back and upgrade it after everything's dry. Maybe you have a cave-in or something and you lose your concrete blocks, your rebar that you've upgraded or whatever. Let's just do it right. It'll only take a moment with this auger. Only take a moment. So I definitely don't want to leave it dirt. I have had screamers spawn cops multiple times now. And they will spit at you and miss you and hit the dirt. Ooh, look at that. Our mini bike's right on the edge there. Living on the edge. Something wrong with the world today. I don't know what it is. You know what? I don't think I'm going to do these rebar. I'll do the ones under the base, under the forge room rebar, but the rest of it can be wood. Right? Make sense? What's supporting something can be rebar. What's not supporting something can be wooden. It may seem like a waste of time to do this, but I'm telling you, I benefited greatly by having a forge room on the server. I certainly did. Let's go ahead and make 100 of those. Wood's easy to come by now that we have a chainsaw. I'm gonna need to repair this auger here in a moment. $106. Go ahead and take your coat off, Grand Spartan. My goodness. Alright. Probably need to get a drink here in a moment as well. Drink some yucca juice. Cool me down a little bit, right? So I'll go ahead and throw this out there too. No community base next time around. I think I must have mentioned it yesterday on the episode because someone had commented, maybe it was Draco, or maybe someone else, about, don't do away with that. But we just decided we were sinking so much time and resources into that community base. Alpha 15, simple. Build a base, a 3 spike by 3 spike. You have 9 spikes in a little pit, and you were good for a long time. Every once in a while, run by, shoot it with a nail gun, upgrade to steel. But on 16, it was a resource dump to have to keep doing it over and over and over to every horde to have it prepared and ready. A lot of people weren't even using it. We used it early on for storage and pulling our resources, but at the end of the day, I think it was a kind of a waste of time and resources. So we decided to do away with that. Once we reset the server, there'll be no community base. I'm sure, just like before on 15, we'll go to each other's bases. We'll take on hordes like that. But as far as having a community base, I think it'll be better this time around, not having a community base. Only because Alpha 16 is just very difficult, very different. It gets to the point to where, you're spending so much time repairing everything. Like I said, we might have some community storage or something like that, but we won't have a community horde base like we did before. Go ahead and take these down. We don't need those anymore. Ooh, I hear a zombie. Got a wandering horde? Nope. Just a single old zombie. Wondered about. He's like, what you up to over here, Grand Spartan? Just come and check it out. Maybe he was coming over to help, Maybe he was going to offer some free labor there. Sorry about that if that's what you're going to do, buddy. Tell you what, recipes. Let's make some grassy ground. Just to have that going. Just to have it going. I usually try to keep something like that going early game just to get a little extra bonus experience. Not that we're really looking to get levels right now with our game stages already being so super high, but yeah, it'll be fine. Add a little excitement on Horde Night, making it a little more difficult for us. It'd be nice to go ahead and remove all of our valuables from over there too and get them in a place that we know is going to be safe. See, I love these episodes. Some of you probably don't like these quite as much when I'm building. Some of you do. But I feel like I'm being productive. I'm getting stuff done that needs to be done to help me moving forward. And I just really love the building aspect of the game. I feel like I'm being super productive and preparing myself for end game and all of that. How much concrete do we have left? Not much at all. So for now, we're just going to make this wood. This will hold us over. Give a nice flat surface. Matter of fact, I might even make that. Do we have any scrap? No, we don't. Thought I heard another zombie. Oh, I did. That's one thing I noticed, ladies and gentlemen. You're going to notice it too. If you're spending time in an area, you are going to absolutely have wandering hordes come up on you like this. And you're not really doing anything. Okay, remember on Alpha 15 how when you ran the auger, all of a sudden here comes a screamer every so many clicks of the auger, or every, specific amount of time that you run the auger, then you get screamers. Well, now it doesn't seem like you get screamers. You do, however, get these wandering hordes to come by. And I'm just going to lure them all away from the base so they come after me and don't go over here feeding on anything. But I noticed that. I do notice that the wandering hordes come now when you're building using an auger. Did not happen like that before. course, you always get a wandering horde from time to time, but it's like now instead of getting that screamer or 2 or 3, you just get these wandering hordes to come. Let me get my bow and arrow on my belt and take some headshots at these big mamas. And big mama daddies here. Oops. Get some practice on this thing as well. Look at that. They all kind of just fizzle off after a little while. You know, it's like they're hot on your heels and then they just decide to stop pursuit. And, oh, another level. My goodness. Nice. Nice. Oh, had that one guy kind of creeping up on me. Oh, son of a gun. What? What are you doing, Spartan? Gotta pop that head. Make the zombies dead. Alright, we can probably get some sneak damage going on. Oh, there's enough for a proper storage right there. Just on that one zombie. Only need 10. See if I can retrace my steps here a bit. Also see if I can get a couple shots in on sneak damage. Some of these zombies. I don't see any other bodies around here. I'm sure I'll come across them at some point. Oh, look at that. She fell down right next to a purse. I didn't even see that purse there. Oh, no space. No space. Oh, we don't need that. We'll scrap that. Mama. Don't come after me like that, woman. Creeping up on me. Some corn. Can't forget our garden over there, too. You know, we absolutely need to go and get some serious gardening done at some point. Get this, get everything picked. And then come back over here and get it planted. Did she see me? Oh, yeah, she did see me, didn't she? Yeah, kind of balance it out a little bit there and get some shots with the bow, some hits with the club. All right, nice. Hatch. Want a hatch. Maybe we can make a scrap iron hatch. Beautiful. Let's cancel the dirt. We'll throw that one out there. Let's do a sort. Don't want the plant fiber. Now we can scrap that and scrap that. Go ahead and get our hatch in place first before we do anything else. Okay, nice. Well, there's our forge room. For the most part, it's completed. And let's take a look in here. That looks kind of silly. I think since it's so easy just to get rid of that, we'll upgrade these because I just don't want to look at it the way it was. We can always, like I said, come back and just chainsaw that out. But this will be our forge room. I need one more hatch. Scrap iron hatch. I didn't even pay attention to that. 40 iron. Okay. Just it'll be ready here in just a moment. So I'll have, like, say, forge right there. Storage up top. You know, we could almost fit everything we need in this one area, and I wouldn't even need to have a second floor. We're going to leave it open for a second floor, because eventually, most likely, you know, I'll have to have a second floor. But, and I want to take that out and put rebar in it. You were falling asleep on me. That certainly woke you up right there. Beautiful. All right. Well, let's make a storage, proper storage. And let's see where I can stick it for now. Maybe we stick it back here. Well, you know, because the forgers are going to go there. I'll put it right there. How about that? Stick it right there. We're going to leave some food here. A little bit of iron, a little bit of small stone, and sand. We can leave that. Just because I'm short on it, I'll take the... I'm going to leave that there. We might need that. The rebar inside frame. Son of a gun, I made the wrong thing again. I did that before at some point. Instead of making a ramp, I made the inside corners. We're going to need those, but not that many. Maybe, but... let's do a sort here and see what else I can leave behind. The wood, like I said, just because we're kind of short on it, we'll take some of that back. Leave some over here for building. We're about to go do that right now. We're about to take our chainsaw and go get ourselves some more. The torches, we'll need those to set up some light temporarily. I don't like the torches. I don't use the torches a lot. But we're going to start off with some torches to give us some light. I do believe that the torches produce a heat map now. So you have to be aware of that. If that is the case, in fact, then certainly, you know, you're gonna attract screamers with your torches. Another thing I need to do, you know what I could do? How much does it take? How long does it take to make spikes, log spikes? Let's make, see how long it takes to make. Only 30 seconds for 28. It's like a second a piece. All right, well, in the meantime, we can go out and get some more wood. I'm going to turn the game sound down just a tad here. Might as well clear out all of this area. I don't like any... I don't like having anything in the way on a build site. All of these boulders, we're going to nip at those here in just a moment. But I also don't like the trees because of the frame loss that they cause. I like to take those things out of the way and... But I hope that tip earlier about the Windows Defender, if you're using Windows 10, I've had absolutely zero issue with Windows 10. I love it. But the Windows Defender was just soaking up my CPU. And I looked at it last night on a graph and I was like, whoa, what is this ms.mp.whatever program that's running? So I Googled it. And yeah, it was just a process that was tied into Windows Defender, and boy, it really did a number. It really took a lot of CPU. So I got on the server today, like I said, I took on a 280-day horde by myself, and I didn't even flinch one time. Like, it was so lag-free, I couldn't believe it. And I really feel like it had something to do with the freeing up the CPU a little bit. I'm using a i7-6850K, which is pretty beefy. I mean, the price has certainly come down on those now, too, in the past couple months since I bought mine. A little disappointed in that. I should have waited another month or two. But you certainly, you know, with a processor like that, 6-core, I should not be facing that type of issue, and I was, and I think a lot of it had to do with the background processes running. what? Let's make 28 more. All right. Little tree, big tree. So we're going to need to make a lot more wood spikes anyway for our other base. I'm going to kind of saturate the area with them over there because I feel like we're going to spend the next couple hordes there. I really do. And I you know, wood spikes going to be our go-to for that, to hold us over until we get this base up and running and operational. Eventually, I want to clear out every tree within visual distance. Maybe not complete visual distance because I have view distance on very far, as far as it'll go. But for a long way around this base that we're building here. Yep, give the Grand Spartan a chainsaw and an auger, and he will destroy. You know, I flipped houses for a few years, and I'd go in and gut those things and, you know, build them back new and resell them. And my favorite part, which was probably least favorite part of some of the guys that work with me, was the destruction part of it. And I can't tell you right now that we decide that, yeah, we don't think we want that wall anymore there. And man, I just get so excited to grab the sledgehammer and start knocking down walls and you know, supports. That's so much fun. I think that kind of bleeds over here a little bit into this game when it comes to destroying things. I enjoy building it back just as much, if not more, but the destruction part of it's a lot of fun too. So that's probably good for now. We're all cleared out. We have enough wood to make some spikes, put around this thing, and to make some for our other base. Let's get these 56 spikes laid down on the ground. Get them at least the first tier up, upgraded. Oh, misplaced that one. Son of a gun. And I can upgrade those blocks from underneath eventually when I have the resources to do so. But nothing's going to really get through these. I mean, they're the first ones I made on the server. Day 40-something, maybe, is when I started it. We're still standing with 0 repairs on day 280. So they last for a long time. And with this setup, you know, they don't... the only damage they take is when a zombie steps on it, and they die off pretty fast. So you don't have to worry about doing a whole lot of repairs to them. Well, it looks like, based on the time that I started, we're pretty close to an hour. We'll finish up a couple things here, and then certainly tomorrow when we come back, we'll want to go over to the other base, get it prepared for the horde, and I'll have to figure out what I'm going to do as far as time goes, because it looks like, you know, we're going to be out of sync for that horde to actually, gosh, son of a gun, Spartan, you did it again, to take on the horde and have it all sync up properly. I'll have to do something. Maybe we run tomorrow's episode a bit long. How much wood do I have here? Oh, yeah, look at that. Came over here with a full stack, still have a full stack after all of that. I'll just have to come back with scrap iron next time and get these things upgraded to at least the first tier scrap iron, and it'll be fine. You know, it'll hold over for when the screamers want to come up and stand on it for a moment until they die. Boost the damage up a little bit too. And there's that construction tool skill going up again. Nice. Make sure my mini bike, I can get on it and drive it. Yeah, all right. Okay, so look at our inventory. Let's look in the mini bike inventory. Some things that we can leave here. What could we leave here? Yes, we could leave this stuff too. I don't plant maples. I will plant the pine seed. Maybe we leave 1,000 emergency gas here. And the tools. How about that? All right, nice. Nice. A little bit of stone we'll leave behind. Matter of fact, I think I brought that stone on me. I'm gonna make a few more arrows while I'm here. Oh, look at that. 3,000 wood there, 5,200 there, a couple extra log spikes. Yeah, we'll take those back with us to the other base because we're gonna have to fix that up for the horde. Make sure there's nothing else here that I need to take with me for that particular horde that will be approaching us. Don't think so. I think we're good. Well, I guess I'll keep you along with me here for the ride. That was a pretty good accomplishment today. Once this all dries, I never upgraded it to steel on the server. Lasted so far 280 days without basically a scratch. And that's far enough away over here that if I'm building over here and down, I'm not going to have to worry about the screamers. Of course, if they come from the south, they might walk right by me. But for the most part, I'm protected from those. And they're not going to be coming directly to my build site every single time they spawn. So that was good. What we'll do is we'll see how many forges we can actually build. Maybe I'll run this episode a little longer now. You know, I'm looking at the time and I'm thinking... but we build as many forges as we can and go ahead and get all of our resources pumping out. Because, you know, I could really pump out a lot of cement and a lot of iron. I can get that in there, at least, the iron, and get it going. Come on, lady. What are you doing? Don't spin around like that. Ooh, did I hurt your shoulder? I'm sorry. I don't know why I talked to the zombies. I think I talked to zombies and myself too much. Oh, so TCG was telling me a sledgehammer. If you want to get your blunt weapons leveled up fast, that you can put points into the whatever the perk is where you break down doors. And... every time you break a block with that, you gain a significant amount of level towards your blunt weapons. Oh, look! Ah, beautiful. I like it. That's why I keep stopping at these cars. These cars just seem to have loot stacked on top of loot with a side of loot with top with loot sauce. Can't help it. I see a car. I want to get it. I want to get what's in it. We do have our wrench with us, too. Cheerleader, are you coming to cheer on the Grand Spartan? I bet you were. I'm sorry about that, gal. Let's take a drink of some goldenrod tea. Tasty to the last drop. There goes the thumbs down. That's all right. I love you anyway. I love you, baby. I really do. I love you. Might as well scrap this whole sucker down to nothing. Get some more gas and some more parts and... oh, another engine. 380. All right. What kind of engine does this thing have? Oh my goodness gracious. I wasn't even thinking about that. A blue chainsaw. Let's click a symbol on the chainsaw. And a symbol on this one. Take that engine out. And assemble. Oh, I can, you know what? What is our auger engine? Oh, it's a, yeah. We want to take that out too. Auger, assemble. Take out that, stick in this. Nice. What is that up to now? Those are blue and yellow still. All right. Stick that in there. Fuel her up. And watch her go. Oh, now that's more like the speed that I'm talking about right there. We can get around. I get around. Ooh, landmine. I get around. I almost ran over that landmine while I was singing my silly song. That would have probably been pretty comical, honestly, if I had done that. Let's see. All right, so that airdrop is too far away. Good. Good. We'll we'll certainly be getting around a little bit faster now. Looks like I just need to upgrade the remaining parts of the mini bike, kind of parts that we're working with here. All brown up here. Seat shouldn't matter. Yeah, the wheels are good though. I don't know, maybe the handlebars and the chassis have a little something to do with the speed of it. But I know I'm moving at a pretty high rate of speed now. Since it's not quite 2200, I might be able to run up into this fire station and see what's good. A bunch of shotgun parts. Well, we could use that. I'll throw out the cloth. I'm going to throw those out too. I'm not going to need that. Silly shotgun stocks. We're not going to need those for anything. Let's do a sort. And let me just look through here real fast. So it looks like we can stick in our radiators and those. And I'm going to scrap that. The painkillers, you know, I'm not really concerned with selling those painkillers. Or the sledgehammer, don't need that. The shotgun parts I need. I need those for the turrets. You know, those are going to be very important for us moving forward. Gonna need a lot more of those, honestly. Need that. Don't need any of that. There was a crate that we never opened up there. I don't know how I missed that the first time around. Maybe someone said something about me missing that and I didn't realize it. It could have even been late when I came by here last time, and so I just had to run. There's nothing to it anyway. Typical. Typical. Working stiff crate. Hubcap. Alright. Oh, that's that. Look at him just quietly sleeping there. Oh, as I said it, he wakes up. Goodbye, Mr. Businessman. I could have put on his coat. You know what I mean? Could have put that on. Been a businessman myself. Alright, well maybe we can stop by a couple cars on the way. Glad I decided though to come over here during the evening hours and get some building done, because I feel like now we have a nice little place to come and settle in. We don't have to ride back and forth to get things out of a forge, and to keep the forges going. I can just do all of that right over here. That's perfect. That's going to work out well for us in the end. I know you all may think it's a little silly to have a forge room. All the time that I put into it, basically half this episode, but it really will pay off for me in the end. 2 vultures. Is that one of those vulture hordes? So in the future, 6 cans, yeah, you're going to be keeping those for oil. I've never had a problem with oil. I don't ever remember having to worry about oil, but on the multiplayer server, when you have, you know, a good many people looting things, you do run short on some of that kind of stuff. So it's going to help us on there, certainly, to be able to craft our own oil. But I don't ever really remember. Maybe a couple times making repair kits, I run out of oil. But for the most part, look at all these boulders. So many resources. Someone was saying on that shotgun build that I did, of course, all the builds had shotgun turrets so far. Oh, so the game has turned into running around for 7 days frantically trying to find enough resources to make shotgun shells. It's not that way at all. One man, as long as I think I was talking to someone who plays on console where their loot cycle is every 30 days. Well, you're not going to do it on the 30-day cycle. That's not going to happen. But on a PC cycle, even at 5 days, and of course this is reduced in the multiplayer server as well, but even on 5 days, those headquarters, the book, Crack-a-Book headquarters, look at that car inside of a car. They had a car crash right before, right when the apocalypse hit. You get enough paper from one of those. I think Vamp said last night from bottom to top, maybe he started on the 3rd floor, he came out with over 1,000 paper. All the crates, all the bookshelves, all of that. So there's your paper. All you have to do really for the shotgun resources to make the gunpowder and the buckshot is just pick boulders. But while you're out picking the boulders, you're going to find lead. You're going to find pockets of lead. And so that's, it's really not as hard as you would imagine. We're doing 6,000 rounds for our base, but if you just did a 3,000 round setup with 4 shotgun turrets, it's not that hard to come by that. It really is not. Tell you what, we're gonna throw that one out. We're gonna take that one. Maybe we come across some more loot on the ride back home. But it is really not that hard now in Alpha 16, especially when you get your mining up. The higher your mining, the higher quality your blade on your auger or your tools, your pickaxe, the more resources you get per boulder. And we just take a shortcut here. I mean, that's a heck of a shortcut. I don't know how much of an angle that is right there, but that would be a lot faster to get down to our bedroll than going all the way around and down. Should we try it? I know you all are probably yelling, do it, do it. So I'm going to do it. Scale the side of this mountain right on down. Now I have to slow down a little bit so I can turn, go back the other way. There we go. Now. Another drop off. My goodness. All right. Kind of wanting to kill these mountain men because the possibility of auger parts. I don't really know what. I've not looked at an XML file to tell you what they drop exactly here on 16, but I know the chance at good loot, the potential is there. So it's worth checking them out. Oh, look at that. First aid kit's in the tree stump. All right. That's something new. I don't think you could get those on Alpha 15 from a tree stump. Maybe you could. But we sort of took the shortcut on the ride back. Got us here a little faster. Might as well stop by. Scrap those. Scrap and take the oil. So just in this one time out, how much oil did we pick up? Oh, well, I must have dropped some off over there or before I left. I think I dropped it all off. See, the cans are everywhere. If the cans continue to spawn like that after 16.2 comes out, oil will be no problem at all to make. You're going to get a lot of cans. Tell you what, let's scrap. Let's take that paintbrush. Listen for the pitter-patter of little footsteps here. Zombies coming over to take me out at nighttime here. It's funny, we kind of came up the back way. Very good run. Very good progress today. Feel like we got some important things done. Things that we really needed to get done. Can go ahead and pop in the blue engine into the auger, I guess. 'cause that's going to be more important than the, and I can stick the green engine into the chainsaw. So maybe I do that throughout the night. I'm going to make some more log spikes, make some regular wooden spikes like those, and get myself all set up for the 14-day horde, which will be here soon. Before you know it, it's going to be here. And we'll have to take that thing on. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate your support here on the channel. I appreciate you hanging out with me every day. A lot of fun. Have yourselves a good day, good evening, wherever you may be located, and I will see you all tomorrow.